especially sexually, but curious about everything in the relationship that keeps you loyal. Story 1. I just like her. I never get tired of being around her. I am physically attracted to her, we are fully compatible on kinks, and she's basically like the other half of my brain at this point. I'd never remember anything or find the things I constantly lose without her. We just fit and get along really well. Story 2. This year marks 10 years together and 9 years married. To be honest, we just take it one day at a time. We share similar interests and always set new goals for life, each year and each month. Story 3. Started dating my wife in 2007 as a senior in high school, married in 2013. Hit 10 years of marriage in 2023, total time 17 years. Peaks and valleys, strikes and gutters. She likes to explore new things with me, and I love exploring them with her. Sometimes there are dry spells. Sometimes it's nightly. I just remember life is chaotic and hectic, and it'll happen when it does. I'm good to go. She's my partner through and through. Story 4. It's work, man. We have highs and lows. If you think every day is a honeymoon, you're crazy. We got married young. I was 25. She was 21. We both acknowledge that neither of us is the person the other married. That's probably a good thing, though, haha. At the end of the day, we make it work, and it's hard to explain. This excerpt from Of Mice and Men has always resonated with me, and it's the best description I can offer. I got you to look after me, and you got me to look after you, and that's why. I'm hers and she is mine. It's not something either of us would give up. Story 5. Not married, but here are the little things that keep me enthralled with her. She sometimes does this little shimmy that I don't think she's aware of. It's like she's hearing music no one else can hear. She occasionally hums a little happy tune when she's eating something she likes. She curls her toes under when she sits on the sofa. I could make a list a mile long. It's the silly things that make her who she is that drive me crazy. Story 6. Husband, but whatever. He doesn't need to do anything. I love him. We've grown and changed together. He helps me be the best version of myself, and I do the same for him. It's a partnership. Regarding intimacy, we know our likes and dislikes and focus on what works. Always prioritize intimacy. Don't go on a date night, have a romantic dinner with wine, and then expect to want intimacy. If the food is good, intimacy will be the last thing you want, so always prioritize it first. Story 7. Because she is who she is and hasn't changed since we first met. Plus, she loves me for who I am. Story 8. Married 30 years. She's remained who she was when I fell in love with her. She's intelligent, successful, feminine, loving, affectionate. She has a great sense of humor, is supportive, and emotionally mature. We always have and still have a great sex life. Story 9. We are best friends and have so much fun together. I would never be disloyal. I would get a divorce first. Story 10. Plants, birds, bells, narrow, offbeat, caption, judicious, spoon, fall, yam. Story 11. I don't think my heart could handle the exhilaration I used to feel when we were still dating. 10 years later, it's like she has installed a proximity-triggered gland that releases low levels of serotonin constantly when she's around. When she goes on work trips, I get moody and short. When we're home, I feel content and like myself. Story 12. Unpopular opinion coming. What keeps me loyal? Being a man. If you feel the need to stray, end it first. Don't be untrustworthy. What keeps me committed to her? 2 parts, because long-term relationships aren't all about physical intimacy. Relationship. She's my person. She knows my faults and accepts them. She knows my goals and supports them. We built a family together, and I will fight to defend it. I'm hers and she's mine, and anything challenging that, including our own weaknesses, will be handled together. Intimacy. Setting aside basic needs as we grow and mature. I've been with my wife a total of 18 years in our relationship, since I was 20 and she was 21. We have kids now. We don't have the same frequency as when we were 20, just a fact of life. Intimacy is no longer the most valuable part of our relationship, and it isn't for most. If you're the one who wants it constantly, you have to learn to adapt to your partner's changing needs as you both grow. I've experienced times when things happened only a few times in a year, thinking she wasn't into me. The following January, things happened 4 times that month alone. After 10 plus years, you have to accept the emotions surrounding intimacy, and stressors will cause it to fluctuate. I've adjusted to let her initiate most activities, and after she felt the relief, she's pursuing it more often than I ever expected. There's my opinion based on my individual experience. Thank you for listening. Story 13. Don't underestimate women in their 40s. They are just getting started. We have been married almost 15 years and have the best sex we ever have. Story 14. She loves me more than I love myself. That alone would be enough, but she's also adventurous in the bedroom. Story 15. I feel like there are almost too many things to list. We've been married 17 years this month, and she is my soulmate. I love spending time with her. I can't wait for retirement because I just want to spend all day, every day with her. She's gorgeous, funny, smart, an amazing mom, loves animals, treats me like a king, a great cook, and wild in bed. I thought women reaching their sexual peak in their 40s was a myth, but she has been insatiable since turning 40. For fun, we kept track of our sexual encounters to see how often we are intimate over a year, and we've been intimate 249 times in the last calendar year. She's my world. Story 16. Well, sex isn't enough on its own, but sexually, she actually likes having sex with me. Her desire is responsive, so she doesn't initiate much, but she makes it known she enjoys sex with me and rarely turns me down. There was also that time we were discussing our overall sexual dynamic, and she said, "I want you to do what you want with me and not ask permission." I mean, that has lived rent-free in my head for years ever since. Crosses my mind weekly, if not more. Non-sexually, she greets me with a genuine smile, a long embrace, and a long kiss when I get home from work. Snuggles up to me when she sits next to me on the couch. Impromptu back scratches. Wiggles her hips when she realizes I'm behind her at the roller skating rink. Expresses appreciation for what I contribute to our household and relationship. Is adorably creative. Story 17. She is smart, funny, and the kindest, gentlest person I know. She is also incredibly strong and brave, and she acts on those qualities in our life. I do not talk about our intimate life with anyone. That is private. Suffice it to say, we are compatible in that area. I am a far better man with her than without her, and I honestly cannot imagine my world without her. Story 18. Married for 16 years and together for 22. She does everything. She is an amazing wife and mother. She cares for our family and is completely loyal and committed. The older I get, and the more modern relationships seem messed up, the more I appreciate her. My wife is very sexually submissive and likes me to take the lead. She will do nearly anything I want. She likes to dress up in attractive outfits and lingerie, and she likes to please me. It's amazing. She has been working out more recently, and she is looking seriously fine. I think the reason for our great sex life and relationship in general is because I focus a lot on communication. She is not a great communicator. Took a few years to get good at it. This means if something is bothering me, I talk to her about it. It means if anything is an issue, we talk about it. It means more talking and fewer silent resentments lurking between us. Honesty is the best policy. Took time and patience, but it was worth it. I always thought our sex life would be good to start with and then get worse over time. The opposite happened. I could never have dreamed of what we have now. I think the better your relationship is in general, the healthier your sex life will be. Story 19. We are best friends. We've never put ourselves in a situation where loyalty was a problem. We're adults. We know why most clubs and bars exist, and it's not for families to gather and sip iced tea. Story 20. We've been married legally for 6 years as of today, and together for 13 years in total. I get a lot of stimulation from the visual. My wife is stunningly beautiful and has a great figure, which drives me wild. Emotionally, she is amazing too. She's incredibly kind and thoughtful, loving and caring. The perfect life partner. I don't believe in soulmates or destiny, but she is both of those things for me. None of that keeps me loyal, though. I keep myself loyal. If I'm ever tempted, I imagine a scenario where my wife is unfaithful. I would be devastated, utterly shattered. Even if my wife experienced half of that from me cheating, I wouldn't be able to live with myself. Plus, after 13 years, we know each other's bodies and what we want from our intimate relationship. We've perfected it together. Why would I throw that away for something mediocre? Story 21. The trick is to view your partnership as a team to face the world. Sexuality eventually becomes quite a small part of it after you've had children. There are lots of bumps in the road, but forming that team is worth it. Story 22. She's 100% supportive of me and my business, is a real doll at home taking excellent care of me, and keeps herself in shape. Married for over 20 years and together for 27. I am the sole breadwinner and make more than enough, so my wife doesn't need to work. Story 23. 30 years this summer. She's still incredibly attractive. She's actually my best friend first. It's not about me. It's about her happiness. Story 24. She says yes most of the time, and when she says no, she's not insulting about it. She has told me that she can always be convinced. But what really makes me crazy for her is that she loves me for who I am. Story 25. Where do I begin? We have definitely had some major rough patches and almost got divorced before the COVID-19 pandemic. But once it hit, we bonded over getting ourselves and the kids through those crazy times. She loves me more than I will ever love anything. She's an amazing mom. She ends up getting interested in all the things I like. She goes out of her way to do little things for me all the time, and she's incredibly attractive. Story 26. Nothing really, but that's okay. I'm loyal because I decided to marry her and don't need her to do things to keep me from looking elsewhere. Story 27. Makes me laugh uncontrollably until I'm in tears, and I still can't stop laughing. She then says, "That wasn't even that funny of a joke." Then, she repeats the exact same joke. Story 28. You must be kidding. My wife has got my back more than I have my own back in all things. Seeing her beautiful smile daily. Story 29. She's a good, kind, and patient person full of love and joy. I see it all the time, and she doesn't even know anyone's watching. Story 30. 31 years married. A couple for 33. She always knows the moment I step through the door if I'm stressed, annoyed, or if I've just had a bad day. She knows exactly what to say or do to calm me right down. She's still gorgeous, even now that we're in our 50s, and she initiates in the bedroom more than half the time. Plus, she's always generous with physical affection, even if it's not sexual. We've both changed a lot over the years. We got married at 20, so that's to be expected. But we have truly grown together. I just feel loved, needed, and safe with her. And that's the core of any good relationship. Story 31. I don't know how it worked originally, and I don't know why it's still working. I'm just going to have to ask you not to say anything to her, or else she's going to think about it and the jig will be up. Story 32. I mean, honestly, we just get along extremely well. We started dating in high school, and to put it bluntly, here we are 21 years later and we're still together. The idea of breaking up with her is just a strange concept to consider. There's nothing I'm unsatisfied with in our relationship. She's essentially my closest friend and the one person I can depend on for absolutely anything, and I fill that role for her as well. We both have very similar hobbies, senses of humor, and outlooks on life. There are awesome times and slightly less awesome times, but we always treat each other with respect, and if something comes up, we work on it. We're a team, us against the world kind of thing. Story 33. Not married to a woman, but I have lived with the same man for over 2 decades now. The biggest thing is that we have a lot of fun together. We play sports and lift weights together. Even though we're in our 50s and heading toward our twilight years, we're both fit and muscular because we always get plenty of exercise and training. And yes, sex is pretty much constant and consistently mind-blowing. What I especially love is that he wakes me up almost every day with oral sex. He's also skilled at it. He does that to get me out of bed for our morning workout. Story 34. Not married yet, but I've been with my girlfriend for 10 years. I can honestly say I am just as crazy for her as I was when we started dating, probably even more now. So, I can't really relate to people saying it's work. Relationships are work, but me being crazy about her, how she looks and acts, is definitely not work and is just the default response. Story 35. For me, it's just her being herself. Going on 18 years together now, I continue to love her more every day. Story 36. She's the love of my life, has birthed my 2 boys, and is the person I run home to so I can tell her about my day, my dreams, and everything in between. Probably helps that she was one of my best friends before we started dating and has continued to be since. Story 37. I don't think it's a trick she does, if that makes sense. I could tell you the things we do as a couple, but I don't think there's much someone could extract and make tips for singles out of. Honestly, I think part of it is that I am who I am, and I'd no more not be loyal than I'd voluntarily eat broken glass. I take pride in being a good partner, and it would hurt her to not be loyal, so I wouldn't even if the opportunity came up. Story 38. Frequent sex. I've been married for over 20 years. I have never been in a sexless marriage. It might not always be 3 times a week, but I'm not going weeks without it. Sometimes it's we should have sex so we can both get good sleep type sex. Sometimes it's a little spicy. Story 39. I have been with my wife and partner for 28 years, and just them being themselves is what has kept me crazy for them all these years. They're perfect for me and couldn't be more so if I custom ordered them. Their personalities, sex drive, ideology, interests, everything is a perfect match. They're both kinky as well, like myself. We're best friends, and there's not a single bad thing in the relationship, nor has there ever been. I consider myself one of the luckiest men on the planet to have accidentally met them at work 29 years ago when I wasn't even dating or looking for anyone at the time. I wish I was as lucky with cards. Story 40. 23 years. There is a level of knowledge about each other that we have reached. We don't need a lot of time to understand each other. We have a high schooler and a middle schooler. It seems like they are needier now than when they were toddlers. My wife is a great mother and a very good wife. Story 41. We married young and will soon celebrate 19 years together. We have faced serious challenges and periods of minimal communication, along with other problems. In the end, she has helped me become the best version of myself. Through patience, love, support, and occasional tough love, I am happier than I ever dreamed possible in every meaningful way. This level of happiness wouldn't be possible without my wife. We are committed to each other as much during difficult times as we are when things are great. We are proud that we will soon be married 19 years in an age where many marriages don't last 3. Without a doubt, the most important decision you make in life is who you choose to spend it with. Choose wisely. Story 42. I'm 35 and have been married to my wife for 10 years and together for 12. She's appreciative and often texts me how thankful she is for the work I do and what a great father I am. She works hard, meal preps, takes care of our children, keeps the house clean, and isn't afraid to get her hands dirty. She takes care of herself, works out, and stayed active up until the day our oldest daughter was born. After each pregnancy, she got back into shape. She's loyal. There hasn't been any suspicion or issues with her going out. If we have a disagreement and I have a valid point, she's not too stubborn to acknowledge it. Intimately, I can count on one hand how many times she's turned down any advances I've made. We have 4 kids, ages 1, 3, 4, and 15, and that hasn't hindered our intimacy for the most part. I'd say 4 times a week is average. She'll buy outfits and try new things. Story 43. She makes me laugh. We can laugh about nothing for hours. If I were doomed to never see another human, I would be okay. In fact, COVID-19 proved that. Not one argument, we just had a ball. Story 44. Couples don't make it because they give up easily. We never go to bed mad at each other. We always kiss each other and say we love each other, even if I'm just running to the store. We never hang up the phone without saying I love you. The same with my kids. I was on the phone with my son, who is 19, and he said, I love you. And I responded, I love you too. The man next to me said, "Your kids always say I love you when you get off the phone." I said, "Every time." He said, "You must be a good father." I said, "I try my hardest." Story 45. Pick your battles. It's not necessary to win every one. If he voices a point, don't dismiss him. Tell him that you love him. Be feminine, but don't exaggerate. Take it day by day. Comfort is good, but don't expect him to understand all your problems and carry them on his shoulders. He should listen to you and take you seriously, though. Give him space. Story 46. She has genuine morals, and I can trust her more than anyone else I've ever known. Even my parents and even myself. I trust her judgment over my own in most cases. She cares about me and truly supports me, even when I feel like I don't deserve it. She has a great work ethic and gets things done. She's also a great mother to our kids. We're sexually compatible, and it's only gotten better as we got older. We've been together for about 20 years and still have plenty of spark. We have sex at least a couple of times a week. In a nutshell, we're a good team, and we have a fulfilling, intimate life. Story 47. Marriage is not just about feeling infatuated with each other. That can be a part of it, but it's more about working together and supporting each other through life. The romance comes and goes. I chose my wife because I found her the most attractive. I look around, and she still looks the best and is present in my life, so there is no temptation. We're both very practical, tactical people. We stay together because it makes the most financial and emotional sense. Story 48. We've been married for 30 years and together for 33 years. She was 13 and I was 15. She always has my back, no matter what. She's an amazing mother and wife. Before I got Parkinson's, I was a commercial fisherman, so I would get up at 3 a.m. She would get up and fix my breakfast every morning. In short, it's the love she has for me and our kids. What turns me on the most is when she gets a little feisty. She's Italian and Filipino, so she's got a bit of a temper, but it really turns me on. Story 49. My girlfriend and I are not married, but we have been together for 10 years. She is just her amazing self. How can I not be crazy for her? I love her. I am just as in love and just as excited as I was during our first dates. We are really compatible. What helps is not taking each other for granted. Keep dating each other. Keep doing nice, special things for each other. Show your partner that you appreciate her. We are child-free, so instead of being roommates and co-parents, we are actually partners. We prioritize each other. It's easier to grow apart when you have children. My advice to parents would be to keep dating each other. Try not to view each other as just co-parents. Try to keep being a couple. Try to have some romance. Story 50. Feed me, hang out in my bed. Laugh at my jokes. Listen to my unsolicited stories. Find my phone, keys, and wallet. Mostly feed me, though. Story 51. My wife and I have been together for more than 10 years. When we got married, we loved each other but weren't in love. We complemented each other. After some time, I let irritation become resentment, and we became distant. She then came to me and told me she had had an emotional affair that could have become physical if her boss had initiated it. At first, I was fine with it, but then I realized she had been ready to cheat. I took a week's vacation alone to gather my thoughts. After some reflection, I concluded that I could use this as a reason to split, or I could be honest with myself and realize that I had played a part in her emotional affair. My resentment had led me to neglect her needs. I made a conscious decision to let my resentment go, although I wasn't sure how, and love her the way she deserves. My resentment stemmed from expecting her to change for me, while I was unwilling to change for her. How fair is that? When I returned, I forgave her, thanked her for telling me, and apologized for how I had been treating her. I asked if we could start fresh. She agreed, although hesitant, assuming I wouldn't follow through. After a month, she noticed a definite change in me, and she began doing the things I had previously resented her for not doing. Around that time, she experienced a spiritual awakening and started reading the Bible daily. We began praying together and studying the Bible daily, which also changed our sexual relationship. It went from being sporadic and unsatisfactory to daily and desired. She was always available and always in the mood. She even had no problem with me waking her in the middle of the night for intimacy. When I needed to get up at a certain time, she'd set her alarm for 30 minutes earlier and wake me up affectionately. Then, when I returned home, she'd be waiting at the front door with a cold beer in her hand, handing it to me with love and affection. Receiving affection from someone who truly wants to give it is a completely different experience. Now, I think about her all day when I'm not with her, and I don't leave her side unless I have to. Had I known this was a possibility in marriage, I wouldn't have tried so hard to save my first marriage and would have moved on sooner. Story 52. Honestly, we constantly nurture our relationship, but it also helps that we are in the swingers lifestyle. Story 53. Comes out of the shower and then changes clothes, gets dressed while I'm in the room. I can't take my eyes off her. John is just as curious, waiting for a green signal to approach. Since she is freshly cleaned, I am only allowed to kiss and hold her. Story 54. I wouldn't say we are crazy for each other like in the beginning, but we share a mutual respect for the work each of us puts into the kids, and we still enjoy each other's company. Story 55. After 18 years, she still surprises me with how funny and cool she is. I never get bored with her. Story 56. Keeps being her. Keeps being sweet. I just have to keep learning her, and she keeps me from going crazy. My wife is pretty vanilla, plain and simple, but we love each other and we are best friends. Story 57. Not sure anyone is crazy for someone they've been with for 10 years. That's not how relationships work. A good 10-year relationship is like a comfortable pair of slippers that are broken in just right, making them perfect for your feet. What keeps me loyal is her being loyal and treating me with respect and care. If she's not breaking her promise to me, I'll be damned if I'm breaking mine to her. Men take their promises seriously, which is why they are so hesitant to give them. Men aren't constantly looking to upgrade partners the way women are. Unless there's a problem, we aren't looking for our next relationship while we're in a happy one. Of course, if a sexual opportunity falls in a man's lap, he might not be able to resist. That's different from looking for an opportunity to move on, though. Story 58. She exists in my world, and that's most of it. I love her and want to be around her. She doesn't drive me too crazy. We match up well sexually, emotionally, and spiritually. I lucked out, guys, but it isn't effortless. We still have to work at being in a relationship. I guess the fact that we are both actively trying to be part of a relationship makes it look and feel easy. Story 59. 30 years married this year, 32 years together in total. She looks at me with a stern expression and says, "Are you going to make love to your wife or not?" Story 60. 20 plus years. Never stop dating each other. People dating go the extra mile to entice their partner with compliments, saying please and thank you, and thoughtful gestures. Simple hand-holding. It's never one thing. It's all the little things that add up. Certainly a two-way street. Story 61. Married 22 years. After 10, we had 2 children. Becoming parents totally changed the nature of the relationship to mostly a business partnership focused on parenting. She has done little to maintain a sexual connection, as it's not a priority for her, and she has no inherent need for sexual attention. I've remained loyal out of a sense of duty as a parent, and I haven't had real opportunities to stray. Story 62. Sex is secondary to men who are married. What sustains a marriage for men is having a wife who provides absolute care. She takes care of us, our family, and our home with unconditional love. Her femininity is the best because she is always herself. I know from my soul she will never cheat on me because she shows that every day with the little things that matter most. She is smart but slightly clumsy and always takes me out to do different things or spend great time at home. She never shouts, and when she does, I know I messed up a little, but making up is easy, so that's a plus. She's not crazy or passive-aggressive like my ex. She's an angel, not a hypocrite at all. She listens to me after work, brings me water and food, sits with me, and we talk and then go for a walk. She's the best mother to my children, the best daughter-in-law for my parents, and an absolute unit of a wife for me. I know we will die together, living a great life. Thank you, God, for listening to my prayer. Note: never be narcissistic and passive-aggressive with your partner. It will lead to your downfall. Story 63. 1. She's traditional. She cooks. She's sweet. She's my other half. She's a cute nerd who likes to listen to me talk about war, firearms, science fiction, and goth music. Enough said. Story 64. 1. She's traditional. She cooks. She's sweet. She's my other half. She's a cute nerd who likes to listen to me talk about war, firearms, science fiction, and goth music. Enough said. Story 65. She puts on costumes and teases me throughout the day when she knows I have a stressful day at work. She also takes care of the house, but keeping the intimacy alive is important. Story 66. It's hard to explain. I'm the fix-it guy. She runs the house. I do the laundry. She cooks the meals. I take the trash out. She makes the bed. I kill the spider she's deathly afraid of. She has texted me from the other side of the house to come and do it. She keeps track of our social obligations. I get up when she wakes me at 2:30 a.m. saying, "Did you hear that?" While I'm gone, she has her finger hovering over the 9 on the phone. John Lennon said it best: life is what happens while you're busy making other plans. Story 67. 1. Tells me I'm hot and very handsome almost every day. I'm a 61-year-old silverback, and she's 11 years younger. Tells me she loves me every day. Puts up with my boring stories mostly. Took me on vacations around the world. Enthusiastically participated in adventurous sex regularly. Willing to try just about anything. High libido. Crazy as hell, never a dull moment. Hard partier. I'm into the motorcycle lifestyle, so I love that. Loyal and trustworthy independent woman. Has no need for a man to take care of her. Takes no nonsense from fake alpha males. Intelligent and educated. Story 68. She runs and owns a business but still enjoys activities like cooking, crocheting, and supports me even in my least sensible endeavors. In return, I earn a good salary, run a couple of businesses, handle repairs, maintain our home, and support her even in her most ambitious pursuits. Plus, she has maintained her great looks. Story 69. Swallow mostly, haha. Just kidding, that's nice, but being treated like a king, catered to, and having any desire fulfilled is great. A clean house, I clean, but she insists so I can do the things I want. Freedom and intimacy anytime, anywhere, complete support, and the list goes on. Story 70. My brother's wife is Mexican and makes the best half-American, half-Mexican tacos and salsa in the world. She doesn't bother me about having personal time. She's fine with me spending a few days a week alone to play video games, and I can watch a lot of sports. The intimacy is average. I wish it were more frequent, but it's manageable as long as it's not too rare. She's honestly just amazing. Story 71. Most men are like most women, extroverted and needing constant companionship. This is the result of a healthy upbringing. My brothers and I are all unmarried due to having narcissistic parents who raised people they can take pictures of, but not anything else. Story 72. Sexually, she swallows. Also, I don't have to be monogamous. I'm completely loyal to her. I would never leave her for anyone, and she'll always be number 1. But I get to have a number 2 and 3 sometimes at the same time. Non-sexually, we're a perfect match and great parents together. She makes me a better man. 11 years and counting. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.